The Chicago Bears released a video yesterday of their new proposal for a lakefront stadium in Chicago. We're going to play that video in case you missed it. It looks pretty spectacular. Steve, take it.
Is there audio? No?
I mean, the area, feel the roar, feel the roar. The area where the Bear Stadium is already a very cool part of Chicago.
Oh, yeah. And it looks like this is pretty close to it. By the museums, right?
Right. I think they would be putting it on the same footprint, aren't they, Mike? Of where the stadium is currently?
To my knowledge, yes. It would be the same exact area.
Same footprint, yeah. This looks amazing, obviously. Chicago is, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's a great city, and
There's another one. There's more confetti falling.
More confetti still falling down from yesterday. But you couldn't do that in downtown Cleveland.
No, it's $4.5
I'm about to say it's $4 billion.
Well, I know, but even at that lesser price, like, there's not the room to do it. Chicago's a much bigger city and has a much bigger lakefront. Plus our lakefront is stuck with the stupid airport, and you couldn't do that same thing downtown. Could you?
Not on the current.
No.
What did that say? 14 acres? How many acres? What did it say?
14 acres.
14 acres. That's not a lot. 14 acres is not a lot.
Brookpark was 76, remember?
Well, that's because he's doing other stuff.
Brookpark was 176, wasn't it?
Oh, 176.
Yeah. Like 14 acres, I think, is about like Progressive Field. I think Progressive Field's like 10.
Okay.
10 or 11 acres, I think. Because
So
Target Field, I think Zach told me Target Field is 9.
Yeah.
So that's the smallest.
Well, what about Brown Stadium?
Progressive Field is 12 acres.
12.
So
you're
essentially
telling me
at
there's
that
a
area.
chance.
No.
I mean, it's not going to look like that. We don't have parks and
Why you shoot it down like that?
We don't have parks and museums
That's
right near there.
4.5, right? Isn't it 4.5 billion?
A lower budget.
4.5
It'd be a
Although
lower.
we do have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Science Center there.
If you had $10 billion, and
Listen.
wait a minute, and Jimmy came to you and said, I want to build a $4 billion stadium downtown, but I want you to go half with me. Would you do it?
Depends on how much I get back.
50% of everything.
I would rather do the Brookpark plan.
I'm sure you would.
I would.
I would too.
I mean, it's
because you own everything.
You own everything. Like, they don't want to put a dome where the current stadium is. Like, they don't want to do that. Like, it's sort of like a leveraging tactic. The dome is going to be in Brookpark. They're not going to put a dome on the lakefront. Number one, you got to level that thing. You can't just. No one has ever put a roof on an existing building.
No, you can't. Yes. You got to take the whole thing
down. You have to take
down.
the whole thing down and start over. So where are you going to put the team for the next 4 or 5 years?
Columbus, Ohio.
Well, that ain't going to fly. So it's just like
they could get
either the current location.
105 in there. Yeah. What you talking about?
It's either the current location with the massive renovation and no roof.
That's pointless.
Or Brook Park. Like, those are the options.
Well, you could do it somewhere else in Cleveland in theory.
In theory, but they don't want to. They want Brook Park, or if they have to, they'll stay where they're at. because they got 176 acres. They're
But
going
they're looking for a handout.
It's Jimmy's World. Well, so is Chicago. That's not going to be. And by the way, before we go any farther, I agree they should pay for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Chicago, pay for the whole thing. Cleveland, pay for the whole thing.
Are they going
The owner.
to?
They're not going to. Yeah. But that's not.
Hi,
reality.
wait,
That's
Chicago got this passed?
No, I don't think they're
No.
going to.
Oh, okay. I was about
I
to
mean,
say.
they were bringing pastors out trying to get God's blessing. That's how pessimistic they are on getting public money for that.
That was embarrassing.
$4.5 billion stadium. Yeah. Think about that. Chicago, what the Browns are trying to do is half the price of what Chicago is talking about doing.
Well, it's more everything's more expensive in Chicago.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. $4.5 billion. And I didn't see, is it a retractable or is it?
It looked like.
I didn't think it did. I thought it looked
like an open air dome where the one end zone
Kind of like Dallas.
Well, that's what Minnesota does. Minnesota's
And
got
Dallas too, right? Don't they have an
I've
open?
never been to Dallas. I don't know.
On TV, it looks like.
Dallas, there is an open air component, but it's not a big open. It's like a slit around the stadium that allows fresh air to come in. This looked like it had a view to the skyline from one end zone. It actually looked beautiful, but
yeah, I mean it's phenomenal.
What you talking about? Brookpark?
No one has ever said Brookpark is phenomenal.
Even the people that live there.
Even the people who live there have never said. Anyway, no, that rendering and Minnesota are phenomenal.
Do you think that will pass?
No.
I don't know. It depends on what they ask for. I saw something. I haven't done a ton on the Chicago
That
thing,
is nice.
but
man.
I saw that they kept stressing it's no public dollars or no news tax or something. I don't remember what
Their owner's
It
rich.
shouldn't be
hook
taxes.
was.
If they use
Well,
the money
not rich,
from
of course
gambling
he is.
and stuff like that, I don't care. It shouldn't be. There should never be new taxes.
I said that we said that for the Browns stadium.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with
Yeah.
that.
With gambling and marijuana.
Or make it estate taxes so only rich people have to
it's-
pay
I
the
might
taxes.
look into this just across
gambling
the
and
NFL.
marijuana, shoot, it'd be paid for next year.
Kansas City already shot down a ballot issue. Mm-hmm. Cleveland's trying to figure out funding. Chicago now is trying to figure out funding. Like, this is the new thing in the NFL.
Right.
Everybody wants these new stadiums.
Because they want to host
How do you
Super
pay
Bowl.
for it? How do you pay for it?
Yeah. Well, the owners have the money to pay for it. Most of them do. I don't know about the Bears owner. I'm not. Sure
$4.5 billion is a woo.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy Haslam is a
he
billionaire.
10 times over.
Yeah, so he could afford to pay for the whole thing himself.
Is the dude for not the Bulls,
Bears.
the Bears? He got money
I
like
don't
that.
know.
I have no idea.
I don't know his history.
mean, if he owns a team in Chicago, he's got to be
That's
pretty
true.
rich. But
it's
I don't
family
know.
owned. It's the Gale family. What's the
Oh, it's not McCaskey anymore?
McCaskey.
Okay.
I'm trying to see their net worth.
Who knows?
Jason, is this possible? Could do something like what Chicago has in the rendering in Brookpark? Like, is
No.
that similar to what they want?
They
in
gotta
Brookpark?
build it.
No, it's
they
not
gotta
going to look like that.
They gotta.
It's not on
They
a
gotta
lakefront.
dig
It's not gonna
down.
look like that.
I'm talking about the structure. The structure
You mean
of the
just
building.
the building, Mike?
They still got to dig
Just
down.
in general, is that the vision you think that Haslam's had for Brookpark
Yeah.
if they were to go out there?
Yeah.
It ain't gonna look like that.
Now, again, you're not going to have the museums around it. It's not going to look so sad.
There's nothing else
Compared to what
there.
we just
That's
saw.
funny.
It's
You
not
gotta
going to be
build-
like
You
Chicago.
got to build it up. Like, where
No,
Progressive Field is now
Yeah.
That's funny.
and where the arena is now, that was all just rundown blight
I
25,
know, but
30
it's not
years
like
ago.
the stuff around the stadium is that
I don't
nice
like-
even now.
You got to build it up.
Why you say that? Like,
Yeah, but it's
it
not going to
looks
look
so
like that.
sad.
I'm saying Mike said it's going to be like Chicago. It's not going to look like Chicago.
There's no water and there's not going to be.
You
there's
got
no water,
You
there's
got
no parks,
You
there's
got
no
a
museums.
picture.
I'm talking about the structure.
You're going to have
the-
chain restaurants and hotels.
No,
That's what
you
you'll
got
have.
you got a picture. They gonna make it like a stadium with like a mini mall.
Yeah, it'll be
It's like
it'll be
a
Crocker
mall.
Park with a stadium. That's what it'll be.
Yeah,
kind of like Glendale.
it's
Which
pretty.
is not what you have in Chicago.
I'm just talking
They
about
got
the
a
structure.
lake. They got a lake for the lake. Always makes it 10 times better.
Yes, it does.
But they also have beautiful museums. They also have
They
parks.
can build some museums right
They're
there.
not going to build
Brookpark.
museums.
Park museums.
We have and by the way, for those who don't take advantage of it, we have a lot of beautiful museums in Cleveland.
That's
The
true.
Rock and Roll Hall of
In
Fame is
university-
right next to
no, but
the
even
stadium.
like in University
There
Heights.
Art museums, the free one is beautiful.
Yeah.
Out in University Heights.
There is some incredible architecture in Cleveland.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely
Severance Hall.
beautiful.
Yeah.